Alaikum. Welcome back everybody, it's AJ back. It's freaking cold, man, holy moly. It is what, today is the, for the record, it's the 8th day of October, right? Wednesday, it's 14:42. Alright, so 14:42, so 2 o'clock past noon, that is, right? For those who do not understand 14. Now anyways, basically the episode today I go to basically collect, because as a landlord, my story basically, I'm a landlord, I'm a Canadian citizen, I go to school, I come here as a landed immigrant back in 1999 October 26. Anyways, you know the spiel, right? The story, right? But now I go because at the end of the day I need to collect my rent money. Today is the 8th day, right? It's not even like the fucking first of the month, the 8th day. And this stooge, the simp, I call him out, right? What are you gonna say now? K.0, residing on my property, located at 3415 Uplands Drive, Unit 22. That's right. So I'll claim the record. We have a court for a reason. So when you fail to pay the rent for the last how many months? Since you walked in the house, we had a private contract. I had told you everything, disclosed everything to you, whereas you have failed to fulfill your word as a man. That's why you're a simp. You were simping to get a house, to a place, a shelter for your partner, and you never mentioned you had 5 cats. No problem. You bring in, you walk in, you move in. Your partner, right? Amanda, she goes and she cleans everything. Meanwhile, you simp, do nothing. Then you start simping, right? I have to go to Alberta for a reason. Now, what happens? Collect your money, you're behind, right? Last I checked, $1,800 we had agreed to. You would get the place. Now what happens? You have failed to pay the total sum of over $11,000. We can go through the math. To be exact, it's over 11,500 perhaps. We have to double check the math. But yes, I have the receipt. We have the money. How much you send me and how much I received from you. So, evidence before the court. Because at the end of the day, you failed to fulfill your obligation. Right? Now, because of what is the system has to do with the fuckery, as I call it, and my court cases and the legal allegation against me before the lower courts, because suddenly I am a person of interest to the law enforcement, because suddenly this engineer, aerospace electronic system design engineer, you have yet as a man to grow some balls and be responsible. It's not my problem. You can't find a job, go do something. I'm an entrepreneur, I work for myself. Before, your fuckery government of Canada, which you can apply for social assistance, you're Canadian, right? So you can go apply for social assistance because you are under contract, private contract, you and I, right? We have, it doesn't matter, we shook hand. You're living, you're consenting, that's my property. And the system now wants to basically have you squatting in my property for them to walk away with that fuckery for free. That house is my property, that condo is my property. I had purchased that under a mortgage agreement first time when? 2007 April with Scotiabank. After that, what happens? I moved to my bank, personal banking, to CIBC. That's all part of the record, right? 2010. And then 2012 for my second mortgage, which you have yet to build the credit and the trustworthiness because you have failed to pay a minimum $1,800, right? Which is well below average market rent for 3 bedrooms, right? On average, you can rent each room for $800. That's $2,400. Easy, right? Not to mention, you can make an Airbnb and what have you. But the condominium corporation is also complicit. And you are part of that problem because you are now complicit, right? You are going to be in court. Defendant along the fuckery I call the matrix. So, King Gage versus King R, right? That's your fuckery king. Because you're Irish, you've forgotten who you are. If you're Irish, you know best. To be a man, you follow through your action. I told you, you're a free man. We can have a truck, we can do business. But no, you want to simp for somebody else. That's fine. Be somebody else's dog, as I call it. Yeah, I'm talking to you. So send whoever you want to send. If you can't send anybody, that is. Because at the end of the day, there's justice and there's fuckery. Under Section 92 of the Constitution, you have to understand, right? I do not subject to your fuckery laws. Why? Because at this point, I rescind my citizenship. As a Canadian citizen, law-abiding, Canadian citizen in the land for over a quarter century, 25 years. Aerospace electronic system design engineer, right? Over 15 years of experience. Last position I had was 6 figures, right? Respectable, elite. I choose to quit and have my own business. For the fuckery, I went from 0 views to 300,000 views because I exposed the fuckery scam that you are a slave to this fuckery system called Canada and the taxpayer system, because it's all bullshit. No, don't challenge me. Go challenge your own government. Under the Constitution of Section, basically Part 1, if you understand Section 2 through, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, right? 11, 12, 13, right? 15. That's your, what they call the federal, right? That's the supreme law of the land, right? Because it's supreme, the federal. But remember, you have your parent. It goes back to 1867. British North American Act. Where you fuckers, right? And all the Irishmen and the English and what have you, they have to use you as common peasant to do the work. Because you're a common man. You're a free country. Look at you. You're a physical man. You're nothing wrong with that. You're passionate. There's the reason why I trusted you. We trusted. I wasn't trusting. I trusted. I told you. Disclose all information, including this video, which you will see, perhaps. Right? So, next time, before you go and LARP, as we call it, the broski nation that you represent, because you are nothing but a simp. And if you cannot stand and defend a word that I said, well, I mean, that's on you. I have no reason to call you about who you are, because at the end of the day, a man is his word. I don't care how much you have, but a man is his word, right? Not his worth. But if you are of the opinion that a man is his worth, well, I offered you a life, but you want to be a slave. Go be a slave, because it's King AJ versus King Fuckery. That's what it is. That's right. I'm Chief AJ, right? The sole executive, an authorized soul. I'm the sole author. You have to understand what that means. But you have yet to go and get a business, incorporate and corporation to become a CEO. They call it Chief Executive Officer. Just so you know, when you go work for a corporation, there's a CEO, right? So, I am the CEO, so to speak, of this body autonomy, right? Freedom of what? You have the body as a foundation, just so you learn something. Your body is a foundation. Without your body, you're not mobile. You're just a stooge, right? Then you have the body, the foundation. Then you have the mind. And then you have what? The Holy Spirit. You're Christian, last I checked. But guess what? You got none. Because you sold out. You don't understand what it means to be a man. So, yes, if you're a Christian or not, doesn't really matter. The free will. Your belief system is your belief system. I don't care what you believe in. I treat you with respect. And this goes to the breach of trust that gets us to. Because when you have that trust, right, and this triangle, the government now is entrusted as the corporate vessel to manage the what? Manage the livelihood, manage the the municipalities, to infrastructure for public usage. You don't build a fucking city for ghosts, right? But you build the metaverse for the idiots. So you can be part of that digital prison. That's fine. I speak that way because at the end of the day, I'm an engineer. Where you schmuck have yet to learn your fucking own constitution and what the fucking laws and hierarchy means. Affidavit, you fuckheads, right? Triangle, up, down, affidavit. Yeah, go back to your own Talmud, right? But when you break your own code, because the prejudice, contract, trust, takes time, it builds, right? That's why you need a contract. So you sign right away, immediate. It is the minute you sign. And last I checked, I did not sign any allegiance to king shit, right? And the stooges, the complicit government of Canada. So yeah, I'm not the only one speaking. Maybe I'm the only one speaking this way because, I'm fucking tired of your bullshit. Because other people are in jail waiting for their set trial date. Remand. You're innocent, but until you're proven innocent, you're back in the fucking slammer. Yeah, because that's what happens. Welcome to Canada, the land of the fuckery. Right? Same thing. Right? Same thing. You see all the fuckery happening worldwide and in your fucking town, and slowly they're enacting all these motion and legislation, right? Because that's for them. It's like skiing, broskies. The broskies, they're skiing over the people. They slaughter the house, It's not just the Palestinians, it's everyone. The genocide is happening. It's been 2 fucking years, right? 2 fucking years now since the world has woken up to the genocide in Palestine. Yeah, no shit. Well, guess what? We live in a digital world. Yeah, so what? So fuck you, number 1. Number 2, there's going to be truth and reconciliation. Because now I assert my own sovereign state. I claim the name Ahmed al-Shihabi. That's my sovereign, right? Legal estate registered in my name, and the trust account, SIM card 527-514-186. That's right. So now we have a communication where we can speak about the court matters, because this is a live motion application to all the fuckery court cases that I had sustained, undue bodily harm, right? Not to mention the emotional, and now they're fucking gonna bring the mental. Okay, fine enough, no problem. On my terms, not your terms, on my terms. The accused, right? I'm the accused. So now you have no jurisdiction. First of all, you are in violation of my natural right to go from point A to point B, pursue life and happiness as a Canadian under the Constitution, right? Charter of Right, the charter, the Canadian Charter. Everybody's fucking, oh, Canada, singing. Why? I went to school. There's a reason. So yeah, frustration, because now we can't even speak, right? Oh, you can't speak. You can't fucking even think for yourself. The AI is here, right? The AI is here. Yeah, so you have to understand, technology is a weapon. You either use it to, mass propaganda people, or you swing the other way to cancel the fuckery. And the only way you gotta do is by speaking your mind, because that's the only thing you have. Before they fuck you up and they, basically you're X, because you're corpse, you're dead. The state now is take the body. Because there's the land of the live, right? The live, and there's the land of the dead. Now you choose which side you want to be on. And then the government, basically, because they realize that they have to govern a society that of our people, not sheeps, dead sheeps. You don't have dead sheeps, you have sheeple, right? So the sheeple have to what? Follow a law. So the law has to transcend. But what law are you fucking talking about? Natural law. So we go to court, to the Supreme Court, to the International Court of fucking Justice, if there is one, all under what? Natural law. Everybody has a fucking right to believe what the fuck they want. Why is it your fucking Jewish state, State of Israel, right? Continue the genocide, and now you need to put a fucking number on a fucking, people, innocent people being slaughtered, ethnically cleansed. You're speaking to one. I'm a Palestinian, indigenous Palestinian refugee born in a city far away called Damascus. You brought your fuckery democracy. What happened there? I not once got pulled over and treated the way you fucking, because I left the country, I was a minor, 14 years of age, because you had started your fucker way before. There's a reason why you got kicked out of 109 countries. But again, you have to understand, it's technocratic, it's the Jezreelian fucking matrix. So yes, bring it on. Fuck you.